your boy Naito Kage, man, Busy Burns. Back with another video. If you watch my Avengers Endgame spoiler review, and if you haven't, here's a card like right here, or somewhere, just click it. But I told y'all yesterday that I was gonna make a video on the problems I had with the movie. Oh, before I get started, I love this movie. It was dope, fun to watch, great ride, man. Like, I gave it a B, but the problems is what's stopping me from giving it an A, damn near A+. I mean, every movie has its problems, but these just really affected me, you know what I mean? So, if you haven't seen the movie, click off because it's going to include some spoilers. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's just get this started. The biggest problem I have with this movie, and I'm sure everyone has this problem, was time travel. And the rules that they tried to establish in the movie. Because early on in the film, Bruce Banner, aka Hulk, aka Professor Hulk, or whatever, made it a point to say that this movie, time travel, wasn't going to be like Terminators or Back to the Futures, meaning like if you go change something in the past, it's not going to affect the current timeline, right? But at the same time, they say if that other timeline version of yourself dies, then you die. I don't understand how that works if it doesn't affect the current timeline. Let alone the fact they also say don't mess up their timeline by setting something off course, right? But then also saying that if he returns the stones back before they took him, right, that their timeline will go back to normal. Well, how is that the case? Because I could have sworn Thor took his old self's hammer and left him hammerless. Now, people say they seen Cap bringing it back at the end of the movie. I don't remember that, but still, like, wouldn't that cause? I don't like that would cause a ripple in that timeline, right? Like, so he basically messed it up, right? Or when Loki got away, right? When Loki got away, when they went back to New York and Loki got away with the Tesseract, just because Cap goes back and brings that Tesseract, like the cube, back to New York before they came and took it, that doesn't change your timeline. Loki's still going in that timeline, right? So what's the rules here? And then you have Nebula, who kills her like past self, but she doesn't cease to exist. How is that possible when you already established a connection between them? Which you said shouldn't happen, but you established a connection between them by them sharing memories for Thanos, right? So she kills that version of herself and then doesn't die. But you told us that would happen. Right? Not only that, you want these timelines to go back to how they were before you left them there, but you didn't bring Gamora back. Gamora ran off. So wasn't that timeline messed up now? Time travel, I understand, is like a hard thing to do in movies, and that's why I think some movies shouldn't touch it, because it's not a real event. It's not a real thing that can happen. It's like when you try to explain it, you end up creating plot holes that didn't even need to be. You know what I'm saying? And now I want to talk about Thor. This is a nitpick, but it's gonna lead into my next big problem with the movie. But Thor, right? There was a part in the movie where my friend who was next to me said, "Yo, when Thor grabs his hammer and he gets most powerful, you know, right before they fight Thanos," she points out, she's like, "Yo, you notice his beard got braided and his hair changed a little bit?" I'm like, "Oh shoot, you're right, right?" So that can happen, but he can't lose weight and get his outfit. He could just get his beard braided, his hair changes. They need to stop making Thor a joke, man. We've seen joke Thor. He can still be funny, but make him the God of Thunder, man. Make him beastly. And the problem with that is, the problem with them doing that is, and this is the next big problem, is power scaling in the MCU, which has always been a problem. Right? We're talking about mutants like freaking Scarlet Witch, who's been taking like a back seat, or Hulk, who didn't even fight in Endgame. I'll get to that later. But he didn't even fight in Endgame. He's been like depowered. Thor's been depowered. Vision was depowered, especially in Infinity War. They gave some BS excuse because it's the way he got stabbed with that thing and whatever, bro. Like, but then you got people like Cap in America. Human, yeah, he got the super soldier serum and all that, but he's still a human. And Iron Man, who's in a suit, right? Beating on people like Thanos, bro, or Ultron, like, right? Like, look, Thor couldn't get no offense in on Thanos. And you could say, yeah, he was out of the way and he wasn't Thor, which is weird because he had his power and he got his back at the end. Like I said, his hair braided. But then you got Cap who grabs a hammer and he's able to lay all these combos on Thor, right? How is that possible? Literally, the movie before this, Thanos beat the shit out of Hulk. No, he had a stone, but he didn't use the Power Stone. He beat the Hulk down, but he's having trouble with Captain America and Iron Man and these dudes. Even in Infinity War, he had a problem with Iron Man and Spider-Man, but he beat down Hulk. Where was Hulk? Right? I mean, I get the whole Hulk needed to snap, but that brings me to my next point. Hulk had a trouble snapping the gauntlet. Tony snapped that gauntlet without no problem. So, Tony's stronger than the Hulk? And I mean, I get it. He had just snapped, but Jesus, like, he has a healing factor, especially when he's mad. So, I mean, as he's mad, he should heal, and I get it. It's the gauntlet, but this movie's not following the same rules as the comic book gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, Hulk should be dead regardless when he snapped. You feel me? And Thor, like yeah, Thor cut Thanos' head off in the beginning in Infinity War. He almost killed him, hit him in the heart. But for the most part, Thor is always losing, bruh. Thor is the god of thunder, bruh. Like, and power scale is so messed up in MCU that they took away his hammer in Ragnarok and then told him that he didn't need a hammer to be the god of thunder. Then they, you know what I mean, go back on that whole thing in Infinity War and say, yeah, well, actually you do need a hammer, and then they give him Stormbreaker, which isn't even his hammer. It's Better Ray Bills, you know what I'm saying? But I don't understand that. Then we get to Endgame, and he's depowered again. And then Scarlet Witch, bro, like I said, like, she comes out trashing Thanos, right? Like, in this movie, where was she been in all these other movies? Like, she's that strong, bro. Captain Marvel, you told us in Captain Marvel that she was this beast, but she just straight up got knocked out by the Power Stone. That was it. She did a couple of hits and then boom, was knocked out. Bro, like, the power scaling is so bad, bro. It's so bad. Now I'm gonna jump into my next biggest problem. The Hulk, bro. And I feel bad for Hulk fans when it came to this movie, because we watched Hulk get his ass beat by Thanos in the first movie to the point where he didn't even want to come out. He was scared. Then we jump to this movie and he's mixed with Banner, which is cool. It's dope. It's dope to see that. But Banner doesn't even want to crush or break things or smash. He was like, And then when it comes to the final fight, Hulk can't even get his W back on Thanos and hand him an L. They don't even give it to him. They have him playing in the back. What? Bro. I don't know. I think the MCU just has a problem with dealing with characters who are larger than life. And that's why I understand when people hate on DC, because they have characters, other than Batman, who everybody loves, they have characters who are larger than life, who have superpowers, and it's hard to make those characters relatable, you feel me? But the MCU, basically, they took all their B+ players, you know what I mean? Because they ain't had the rights to the X-Men or the Fantastic Four, which they do now, but they didn't. And they took all these B+ players and they made them popular and relatable because they're not larger than life. Only one that's really larger than life when it first started was Hulk. That was it. Then and Thor, but you know what I'm saying? They didn't handle those people right. They still aren't really handling them right. Vision, they didn't handle right. They're not handling Scarlet Witch right. These characters, because they're trying to make these characters relatable instead of showing their true power. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Hulk don't need to be relatable. Hulk is a monster. He's a beast. He needs to be out smashing things when it's time, bruh. Thor is a god. He doesn't need to be relatable. He needs to be out there doing god shit. Scarlet Witch is a mutant, a witch, bruh, with incredible powers. She doesn't need to be relatable. Vision is a freaking cyborg, whatever type of thing that Tony made up. He doesn't need to be relatable. He just needs to be powerful, bro. You can have lead relatable stuff for Cat and Iron Man. You feel me? And Black Widow, who they didn't even give her super soldier serum in this whole MCU thing, but whatever. You know, they got how Hawkeye could be relatable. You know, Buggy could be relatable. Black Panther, he can be relatable, even though he's super strong. And it makes me worried because everybody's like, oh yeah, the MCU has the X-Men. Are they going to handle the X-Men right? Are they going to really show their power or try to make them more relatable? Ask yourself that. Like, the Fantastic Four is strong. Like, all their villains. Like, Doctor Doom, like, it's going to get crazy. Galactus, Silver Surfer, are they going to be able to actually show these people being strong? Or are they going to be too busy trying to make them relatable? That's my problems with Endgame and the MCU as a whole. Is because I feel like they're just afraid to take risks. Yes, there's some great movies in the MCU, don't get me wrong, but they're afraid to take risks. A lot of the times they play it safe. And that's why I think people like Infinity War and Endgame, because they're like, oh, people died. Oh, look what they did. People died. Yeah, bro. As they should. Like, a lot of this stuff people should be dying. You feel me? Like, this is world ending type stuff they're dealing with. You know what I mean? And, I mean, everything else is a nitpick. Like, I actually didn't have a problem with the comedy. That's one thing I can say I liked about this. Like, I really, really loved about this movie compared to any MCU movie, was that they handled the comedy well. It wasn't overly done. It was done well when it was needed. It was needed to break the tension and happen in a great spot, and especially with Rocket. Rocket was doing his thing in the movie. Rocket is easily one of the best characters in the movie, along with Nebula. Easy. Okay. Now, another problem I have, this is probably going to be the last problem, I don't want to make this video too long, is the Iron Man being a star is just a big problem to me, bro. Because I understand that this MCU started with Iron Man and ends with Iron Man. Cool. I love how they did that. But every Avenger movie or team-up movie, bro, Iron Man just sucks up all the TV time and all the real story and all the emotion and the heroic of, like, the heroic actions. It's all Iron Man, bro. Like, my biggest gripe with Infinity War, even this movie, is like we barely got to see Cap and Iron Man together, bro. Like, even when Iron Man dies, we don't really see Cap sitting next to him, like, consoling him, you know, being the team, the leaders of the Avengers, being like, bro, our brother, we did it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I get it. Pepper should have been there doing her thing too, but at least have Cap do his thing in the beginning, or stand next to Pep. You know what I mean? But every single movie, you know what I'm saying, like, with his Cap and Iron Man in it, Iron Man is taking all the shine. Whereas, like, Cap is dope. People love Cap. Cap is the real hero, bro. He's always put people first. Always. I think, honestly, they should have went out together, Cap and Iron Man. Like, it should have shared the spotlight, bro. Because even in this movie, it's like Infinity War, we got barely any of Cap. Like, except for that. Oh, matter of fact, this goes back to that power scaling thing. Remember in the Infinity War when they had that train station fight with Vision and Scarlet Witch versus Children of Thanos, and they couldn't beat them, but Captain America, who's human, they get Super Saiyan, and Falcon and motherfucking Black Widow beat the shit out of them. But anyway, long story short, but yeah, we barely seen Cap in Infinity War. We barely see him here. Like, yeah, like doing like a couple talking, like, you know, do a couple of dialogue scenes, but like once Iron Man is here, like he's here to stay for the whole movie. I like the send off of Cap. I like that, but that again leads me to my another little nitpick, which had to deal with the timeline nitpick. It's like, did Cap live out his life and just wait for them there? Or did he use the Hank particle to go back there? But just didn't hit the spot. Like, he didn't go through the jumps. I don't know. It's like, you told us whatever changes in the past doesn't affect the current timeline. So if our Captain America goes to that past timeline, he's there. He shouldn't be here in the future waiting on a bench, right? Because it's not our timeline. But then I say, okay, maybe it was the pin particles, right, that he used, because he obviously had one left. He never used it. And I think Banner says, oh, he missed the landing point or something like that. But maybe he used it and landed somewhere else. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, there's other nitpicks and all that I can go in on this movie, but I don't want to make it seem like I hate this movie. I actually love this movie. It was dope. It's easily the best MCU film for me. You feel me? But it just had its problems, and a lot of them, like I said, those problems stopped me from giving it an A+. And or an A for that matter. But it's cool, bro. Like, I enjoyed the movie, and I'm able to look past some of that and still enjoy the movie. You feel me? And I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna end it right here. But, you know, let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow my socials. The links will be in the description. And it's Nato Kage signing out.